Teresa Freed with Johnson County Government. It's our goal to stop the spread of COVID-19 in our community. We also want to make sure you have the latest information on our efforts. For data on how COVID-19 is impacting the county, visit our dashboard on jocogov.org.
So if you're traveling for the holidays, if it's at all possible to do it inside of your own car rather than flying, we'd certainly recommend that. There probably will be additional restrictions on travel between states. There are still travel restrictions when you're traveling to or from foreign countries in terms of quarantining after you return in many places. We would recommend strongly that you keep it local for the holidays this year. If at all possible, if you have relatives in a more distant place, why not do some sort of virtual gathering where you share the meal over Zoom and you each eat in your own homes and share that that way. There's lots of ways that we can get creative to be able to connect to one another during the holidays without exposing one another to the risk of COVID, especially people that have lived in a place far from you, because they may not be infected with the virus and you unknowingly may be, especially as you go there. If you do have to travel on a plane, train, bus, we strongly recommend the use of masks as ever. I would recommend limiting eating on the plane, certainly using hand sanitizer or washing your hands well as you travel, being very careful when you're going in and out of places like restaurants or gas stations, where you're touching things that a lot of other people have touched. Then you have to think about, after you've done that, have you cleaned your hands if you're going to eat immediately afterwards? Be really careful, especially as you're moving through places that you haven't been before, where a lot of other people are moving and especially touching things. Really, also getting back to holiday gatherings, this is a time to be more careful than you have been about keeping surfaces cleaned, especially when you have people coming together and a lot of people touching a surface. Using some kind of disinfectant to clean off the surfaces more regularly, especially during those gatherings, might be important. We would recommend that people bring their own food that they're going to consume, rather than having some kind of potluck where everybody's going through a line, or you're using family style sharing of the food where you're passing the bowl or the plate around and everybody's taking something off of it. Much better to have either your own food that you bring from your house or some one person who's designated to serve out the food for everybody on their plates. We would recommend that you not go to any of those gatherings if you're feeling symptoms that are COVID-like or any kind of symptoms. Remember that it may just feel like a mild cold with COVID or a little bit off. If you're feeling that way, don't go to those gatherings. Rather, come to the health department and get tested.
For more information about COVID-19 in Johnson County, visit jocogov.org/coronavirus. You can also subscribe to a daily e-newsletter with the latest data and precautions being taken in the county and state.